The season 1 finale starts off by revealing the significance of the bear storyline, as it turns out Sheriff Haskell withheld evidence that would have helped Rip. The sheriff picked up the casings from Rip's bear incident, which threw doubt on Rip's story of self-defense. It would have been unthinkable for the sheriff to betray John like that in the past, but as the events of this season have shown, John's grip on the valley is loosening. John displays his detective skills by deducting that the casings are not where they're supposed to be and points his finger at the sheriff, which is an accurate prediction. The sheriff admits what he's done, and as there's no case to be made against Rip, the Fish and Wildlife Service go on their merry way. After removing Jamie from his ranch's attorney position, John has a sit-down with the AG and the governor to discuss his son's future, saying that he shouldn't be the AG. However, the governor turns the tables and instead discusses John's future as the livestock commissioner. It's easy to tell John wasn't expecting that, and now the governor has turned on him as well, following the sheriff. John doesn't play their silly little games and heads out of there, encountering Jamie on his way out. John is genuinely hurt, and he lets Jamie know by saying that he would never let his son walk into a trap like that. The fact that Jamie did is what'll make him a great politician. One of the first things John does when he gets back to the ranch is to take Jamie off the payroll. John also wants Beth to place the ranch in a trust and give her full control over it. Beth then pays Jamie a visit and taunts him, asking for his truck's keys and his credit card. Jamie believes he has now freed himself. Sarah, the journalist, gives Jamie a chance to hit back and destroy his father's legacy, and after much deliberation, Jamie decides to become a source in Sarah's story instead of being a subject. This could be viewed as the most selfish action Jamie takes in all of Season 1, and we see him begin the interview toward the end of Season 1. Kayce is not being arrested for his gas station shenanigans from episode 8, and the sheriff drops him off at the ranch. He tells his father Monica left him, and the only thing he cares about right now is to have something for Tate to inherit. John breathes a minor sigh of relief because Kayce is back home now, and his struggle to keep the ranch isn't entirely futile, as there's a possibility now that Kayce will inherit it, and then eventually Tate will take over. Kayce won't be enjoying a life of pleasure at the ranch as he joins the bunkhouse boys despite his father's opposition. Kayce will be just like any other cowboy, and not only that, he'll be a branded cowboy, meaning that he will carry out shady tasks for his dad, just like Rip or Lloyd. In order to discover the real motive behind the legal proceedings against the Yellowstone Ranch and the Dutton family, John orders Rip to have a look around. Rip in turn hires a woman by the name of Avery, who records a conversation between Rainwater and Jenkins in exchange for a place in the bunkhouse. In the recording, these two can be heard discussing their casino and hotel plans, which would spell disaster for the Duttons because they wouldn't be able to afford the property taxes. With his health problems, John doesn't know how much time he's got left, and he has to take care of these issues before he dies, otherwise his children won't have anything left. Rainwater and Jenkins will make a meal out of them. With that in mind, John tells Rip to take care of the problem so that it never comes back, ever. Things are about to get real spicy. 3 branded ranch hands, who are Rip, Lloyd, and Kayce, ambush and kidnap Jenkins, taking him back to their land. Jenkins is on a horse with a rope around his neck, and if the horse moves, Jenkins is a goner. He confesses to ambushing John in the very first scene of the show when a truck ran into John. They also make Jenkins reveal the goals of his partnership with Rainwater. They record everything, and Rip tells Kayce to let Jenkins go. Kayce instead hits the horse and goes, "Let him hang." As the scene comes to a close, Jenkins hangs, but his fate is unclear, just like the contents of Jamie's interview with Sarah. These two incidents are cliffhangers. As the end of Season 1 comes into view, Beth and John are the only ones sitting down for dinner, and Beth loses it because her family has disbanded. She suggests having a smaller dinner table because they're a small family now. It's just Beth and John. John argues that it doesn't matter how many people sit at the table. It's the fact that they have a place to sit is what's important. No matter how broken up a family is, one thing doesn't change. They're still family. And John has that mindset. He's had trouble with all his children, but he's continued to fight to hold on to his land and his property so that his children would have what he had, and what his father had, and what his father had. This sense of continuity, a distinct way of life, legacy, those are what John cares about. Otherwise, he would have just turned the ranch into a city and would have become a billionaire. But money, that's not the point. What he has at the moment cannot be bought. It is inherited. He's working the same land that his grandfather worked. He's living in the same cabin his father lived in. And that is the whole point. That is what John's thinking about as he walks his land in the final seconds of Season 1. Thanks to everybody who tuned in to my Season 1 breakdowns. I'll be compiling all of these recaps into one massive video, which should go out at the start of next week. I will also make a recap for Season 2. I'm not sure yet if I'll publish them as separate videos or if I will make them into one giant video. But one thing is for certain, there's a Season 2 video on the way. For now, leave your Season 1 finale comments down below, like this video if you've enjoyed this breakdown, and subscribe for more movie reviews and TV show breakdowns. That's it for now, take care and see you in the next video.